Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so you know it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
All right, just say how old you are.
I'm 12 years old.
I'm 12 years old.
I'm 12 years old.
I'm 12.
All right, so I've heard what I heard from a couple of y'all today, I just want to confirm because I've heard older black men say this, that black females will hit guys that they like. Can you confirm that for me, please?
Yes. It depends.
So that means a yes then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, another question. Do you think that it's okay for females to have babies without a husband?
I think it's fine. Yes. Definitely. No.
No? All right. So why do you say it's okay for females to have babies without husbands?
Because there's other like you can have a baby without having
No, I'm not asking if it's possible. I'm asking, is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
fine.
fine.
And why is it good?
Because I think it's good because it's being an independent woman, and
right.
you're being strong without a man that is supposed to be supposedly strong.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's good because basically what Ariel said, but also because you don't always need a man for like everything that you do. Because sometimes they'll be like, you need a man to lift heavy stuff, but not really. You don't really need it.
Okay. And I'm gonna go to you last.
I think it's good because kind of what both of them said, and also because like some stuff happens in people's lives, and maybe the man's not there, or like maybe something like he couldn't be there, so the woman has to like take over. And if they're not married, then I mean, like, why should it stop her? Because like if she wants to have a child and she can have a child, then what's us to say that she can't, and why should we stop her?
Okay. Now, why did you disagree? You said it's a bad thing for a woman to have a baby without a husband. Why?
I said no because where I grew up, my
Where'd
family.
You grow up?
I grew up in Haiti. I'm a Christian.
In Haiti?
And
okay. All right.
For there, if you do not have a husband, you have kids, they will like treat you bad and talk about you like that, and they gonna tell you going to hell because why you have a husband, why you have a kid but not a husband? What's the point of having it if you're not gonna have nobody to like raise it with you? So that's why I disagree, because they was gonna like treat you and tell you going to hell and stuff.
So so in Haiti, there's a culture of men and women getting married and then having a baby.
Yeah.
And then you are shunned and talked about if you have a baby without a husband, right?
Yeah, but you could get married at any age.
Okay. All right. So, let me ask you this: if we're gonna build a community, if we're gonna build a community, which is a collection of families, can you do that with a bunch of single mothers without husbands?
I don't think so. Because if you're building a family,
because a community is a collection of families, right?
Yeah, if you're building a family, like it can either be a single mom with 2 kids, that can be a family, and it can either be a mom, a dad, and a kid, which can also be family. So I feel like it would be better for you to have a husband to become a part of that.
Also, now
community.
you're changing up your stance.
Well, I don't. No, it's like I'm in the middle of both.
In the middle,
yeah.
Okay. What about you? Are you changing your stance?
No, I think you could probably build a community because there's a lot of people.
So we can build a strong community with just a bunch of single mothers.
Yes.
So what do we do with all the men? You agree too? Before I forget that what I added, do you still agree? Are you changing your stance?
I'm changing my stance because I feel like we could build a community. Like she said, we could build a community with like,
just single moms.
Well, you said build a family, and I mean like not all families.
I said, because of community. I said we're gonna build a community, and a community is a collection of families.
But
so can we really build a strong community with just single moms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead. So what do we do with all the men then? That's the second part of the question.
What do we do out of men?
Yeah, because you said we're gonna build families and communities with just single moms.
Well, they're done for. I don't know.
The men are just done for.
Yeah, they can just go work. They can just
the men will work and just give all the single moms the money.
No, I mean like the men can go work for their own money. The single moms are independent women. Yeah.
Okay, because they independent women. What you think?
Yeah, I think the men should probably just like do what they want, and then maybe if a single mom needs a dad, then they can just find one.
Okay. So then I got another question. Is so
I mean, like not.
so what you're basically saying? The men are only good enough to produce the baby. After that, we discard them, and we have a family and a community with just single moms.
Huh?
How is that? That's what you're saying.
Okay.
So, because remember, you started off by saying, yes, it's good for these strong, independent women to just have these babies, and then we're going to build a strong community with just single moms. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
so I said, then you're saying then the man is only good to produce the baby. They serve no other purpose, you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like they're just.
Yeah.
They have reasons to be in the family, but then.
But you said they're not. That's why I said you must be saying we have no other value other than producing babies.
I mean, you can help take care of the baby, but then the women can do that by themselves because the women are independent.
Okay. And you're saying this is going to produce a strong community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't see an issue with this either? This is good logical thinking.
Probably, yeah. I mean, the men have used doing some things, but.
"37 years. It's been 37 years, and the answer from black women remains the same, with the latter metric skewing younger in the present. I present this as proof that black female misandry is generational, noting the female in the 1986 clip was around 16 years of age, while the latter was age 12. I wouldn't hesitate to posit this mindset, and ethnic self-hate has become inherently biological to the point that it is passed on in the womb of these women. As you know, the mother is the first teacher of the child. If we were to treat this as a virus, these children would have to be separated by gender for an estimated 8 years, before being slowly integrated in the 9th year. This is my partial solution to what ails the ethnic black community of these United States of America 3Ks inset. Although I didn't feel this way in the past, I'm a staunch believer that black boys would do better in a gender-exclusive environment with their female counterparts excluded from interacting with them, even the teachers. The curriculum should be general studies, intermingled with vocational and life-affirming studies. In short, black boys must be prepared to deal with the world at large from day one. You can't do that in a gender-mixed environment of their peers because of the latent and inherent misandry of black women that had gone unchecked for several decades, where it has now become part of the everyday norm. It is my belief that we cannot help our boys with direct involvement of our women. It is important that black boys start learning life, social and interpersonal skills as soon as possible, with updated sexual education integrated as soon as they reach 7th grade. There is documented proof that black boys are being educated currently on a sliding scale that is detrimental to their development and future ability to function properly and compete on the world stage in an ever-changing economic and interpersonal environment. Black girls have always been reported as outpacing their male counterparts. This is due to the fact these girls are being groomed earlier from day one, 37 years between the question. For black women, the answer remains the same. Black men are needed for the basics, stripped down to bare necessity for their genetics, and whatever economics can be gleaned from them before they age out of viability. These boys don't know they are being given a bare bones upbringing and education, programmed to fail before they even stop to ponder this possibility. Without personal accountability and action, nothing will change. They will remain food for a system of control, while the black girl indoctrination will leave them as circumstantial overseers of a failed ethnic community on its last legs. Save yourself, black men and boys. You have no choice in the matter if you want to be more than a small cog in a very big, obsolete machine. Keep your head on a swivel. Protect your bag. And above all else, protect your seed, because it is your future, your legacy. Break the chains. SYSBM means save yourself, black man.
A whole bunch of folks, educators, business leaders, faith leaders, foundations, government, all working together to give boys and young men of color the tools that they need to succeed and make sure that every young person can reach their potential.
My Brother's Keeper, while launched this year by President Obama, is by no means a brand new initiative. It's a new name, it's a catchy name, and it's great that it was announced now by the nation's first black president. However, the work of funding black men and boys, of funding programs that serve men and boys of color, goes back about 20 years or more.
In the aftermath of the acquittal of George Zimmerman, who killed Trayvon Martin, the president responded to the grief that was widespread with what he considered to be the interventions that he could put forward. There would not be any serious or significant structural kind of interventions, new programs to fight the rollback of civil rights and other kinds of social protections. Instead, it was going to be a healthy fatherhood kind of initiative in which there would be no government money, but there'd be essentially these feel-good kind of programs that provide important things, but they don't provide the kind of things that would actually make a difference.
Our dollars have almost created a deficit in funding for women and girls of color, right? And so not only are we funding programs and interventions, but we're also funding research. And foundations that do the work with integrity, as most of my colleagues are doing, and as the folks at the Men and Boys of Color table are doing, ground their work in research. Right? And so they seek to do root cause analysis, and then that informs the philanthropic strategy. And so they've invested in the research to find out what is happening to men and boys of color, and have not invested in the research for women and girls of color, and therefore cannot have a philanthropic strategy to address the needs of women and girls.
I would have loved to see it in the program, and still hope to see in the program. There's still time to see in the program a gender and racial inclusive lens that also includes girls of color, LGBTQ youth, trans youth, and gender nonconforming youth.
We can't wait any longer. This has been going on far too long. It's time for people to realize we're part of an integrated community. We're in the same families, same communities, same schools, same churches. And so anything that's going to work holistically for the community has to work for women too. We've been waiting for over 23 years. This has been going on since the late 80s, early 90s. This isn't going to go away. It's not suddenly going to be the case that someone's going to wake up and say, oh yeah, we forgot about the women and girls.
Say, why don't you pick on somebody your own disposition? Oh, please, Mr. Barroom Brawler. Don't hurt me or anything like that.
Black patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed, or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.